I apologize for that.
Yeah, sure. I see it's recording.
Okay, very good.
Good.
Okay. Okay, so let's get back to there. That was a critical element, but I wanted to know, what do you tell clients to get them, excited about being in control of their own financial condition?
Well, like anything else in life, you have to have a positive mindset when you're looking to accomplish a goal. And
Sure.
so what I talk about with clients all the time is one of the reasons why they actually feel that they're not accomplishing anything, or I hear all the time, I'm in Long Island, and they say, I make a lot of money, but then at the end of the month, I feel like I don't have anything. And that comes down to disorganization. And the problem is when as we grow up, we hear from our parents, and our parents say you have to do well in school, and if you do well in school, you get good grades, and then you get into a good college, and then you get a good job, and you have a family, and you need to start saving for your children's college, and you need to buy some life insurance, and just all these things. It's really just about responsibility. But what happens is people typically will plan based on what they think they need at a given time. And then ultimately they develop this financial junk drawer. They have automatic debits coming out of their accounts, or they get their bill, they write their check every month. And then at the end, they're like, oh, well, I really don't have much to account for it. And then that creates mental stress and anxiety. So it's critical for people to actually have a plan. And that's where I think also the book comes into play, is letting people know that you have to have a plan. And I don't care where you start, as long as you start somewhere. And my goal is to help my clients take action. And when you take action and they actually have a plan in place, that enables them to sleep better at night, to use that cliche, and actually feel the confidence to get to a point where they feel they can reach their goals.
Mm-hmm. That's a good add-in. I've heard it so many times. It can't be the end of the month. I have more checks.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
You have more month than money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are critical elements. Once upon a time, I had the good pleasure of meeting the president of American Express, Mr. Kenneth Chenault. And we had a conversation, I'll never forget it, that talked about the value of things. Because it talked about, it's important to sell things when they're at their peak, and not when they're at their deny, or decline. Because, I mean, and you have to keep your fingers on the important aspects of the ups and downs. And so, as it were, it's like a piece of property. A piece of property is in great demand, you sell it when it's in great demand. You don't sell it when it's in denial, then you lose all the profit you could have gained. And so, as it were, are there any solutions that you add in to helping people understand, the importance of, I mean, you have to watch your assets and the value, and also be very cued in to the value of things. Do you deal with that a little bit?
I do, but I'm going to take a big step backwards, Elton, when you talk about looking at someone's account, because let's face it, anyone who's invested in the market, I don't care how conservative you are, minus being in CDs or having your money parked in a bank, you're going to experience some level of volatility. So working with a professional who understands your goals, who understands really what the client is looking to accomplish as far as time horizon and risk tolerance. If they build out a proper portfolio, then the ups and downs, of course, they matter, but they don't matter as much because there are expectations of the portfolio. So the reason why I say that it's important to take a big step back is because I think really what you're referring to comes down to cash flow, which is the foundation of every financial plan. And notice how I didn't say a budget, because let's face it, nobody likes a budget. And that goes back to the mentality that people have in order to take action. No one wants to live their life on a budget. But if you can build a cash flow map and understand what comes into your life and what goes out, and making sure that everything is coordinated and that you're paying the right prices for things, and you're not overinsured or underinsured, or paying more than you should, but you actually have the right things in place and you're constantly monitoring them, which is the most important of the financial plan, yes, putting it together is critical, but most important is monitoring it. What happens in year 2, 3, 4, 5, especially as our lives change. And so I think that that's really the key point to get across here as it relates to your question.
Very good, very good. Now we're going to take a 30-second break, but when we come back, I want you to talk about the development of assets, which is an important aspect for our client view. And so that development is important and essential and vital to the growth of eliminating disaster.
Absolutely.
So,
while we're on break, let me remind everyone who's watching this video, this is Brightside Global Trade, and we are with author Scott Zuckerman, and we're excited about his new book. I happened to be there for his launch last night on Facebook, and it was delightful. I will make sure that you get to see that launch as well as the book. And guess what? He's actually giving the book away for free. So Scott, tell us about the free.
We're taking a break.
Tell us about the free offer, and then we'll take a break.
Absolutely. So I am giving away the book for free, exactly as Elizabeth said. You could get your copy at scottzuckerman.com. Just go to that website. All I ask is that you pay for shipping and handling, but the book is absolutely free to you. And like I said, scottzuckerman.com.
And that's awesome. So let's go on break for 2 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Very good. Great. Stop there.